Good morning, South Lebanon. I hope you're having a great week. I wanted to share this week's updates with you. I'm trying to keep the videos as short as possible. So I've also included the meeting minutes from our building leadership team meetings so that you can kind of read over what we've discussed. And a lot of what we discussed on Wednesday were things that Dr. Demensik addressed in his address as well. Some of the key components. Obviously, cyber school and the threat of cyber charter schools to our livelihood here at Cornwall, Lebanon. And I shared with the group that our district will be, if all students enroll in a cyber charter, our district will be enrolled in or engaged in a $13 million deficit. Even if half the students go to cyber charter, there'll be a $6.5 million deficit. So it's important that we encourage our parents, if they're considering an online option, if anybody contacts you, to encourage them to use the K-8 program that's going to be run by the district. Encourage them to go to the Cyber Solutions tab on the website, because that will give them information about cyber, the solutions that we have, and also give them Joe Burton's email address, jburton@clsd.k12.pa.us, and Joe can guide them in the right direction and give them some more information, or they can reach out to me as well. I want to talk to you about the social distancing protocols that we're going to have in place. This is important. I know this is concerns for you and how you'll do this within your classrooms, and also you personally for your safety. As Dr. Demensik shared, and I shared last week, we're going to be ordering face shields for staff. We're going to be ordering face shields for students, as well as masks to be available for students and staff. We will not be requiring students to wear both, one or the other. But if a parent does have a medical exemption and say my child can't wear a mask, we cannot make them wear a mask. So that and we really can't ask why. We can't ask for a doctor's note at this point in time. So that's against the law. So social distancing. Great question was brought up by Melissa Hess. If we're walking in the hallways to different places, do we need to be 6 feet apart? The answer is no. And here's why. When we travel through our hallways, we have to be 3 feet apart or wear a mask, between 3 and 6 feet apart, and wear a mask. So as you're walking through the hallways, as long as students are in line and wearing a mask, they don't have to be socially distant. Okay. This will allow kids to safely travel to and from specials. We're still planning on having kids travel to and from specials. But with special schedules, I am working on a modified special schedule. As much as I wanted to keep the schedule the same, I do have to modify the special schedule. And what I've done is, I'll share this with the group. I've staggered start and end times of specials by 5 minutes each. So at no point in time will students be walking through the hall at the same time. It limits our traffic in the hallways. So just that's an update that I'll share with you probably next week with what that specifically looks like. I want you to know that we've got some cleaning procedures in place, and cleaning procedures include disinfecting with a product called 16. Logan shared that has a wet, it's called a dwell time, the time it needs to sit on the surface to kill the virus, of 5 to 10 minutes. It's got to sit on the surface wet. It can't be wiped off. That's important to note. We are looking at getting portable sinks to place around the school to help with hand washing, and I'll have to strategically locate those. We're also getting water bottle filling stations for our fountains in our high traffic areas. So some things I want to talk to you about, and these are important. One of the things that we really need to do is utilize as much space in our classrooms or in our school as possible, and I've talked to you about that last week. So in order to do that, we are going to have to forego some of the programming that we typically have here at South Lebanon. So there are 3 programs that we're going to change up at the current time. One is extended day kindergarten. Extended day kindergarten is going to be turned into a regular kindergarten. That's going to allow us to spread kindergarten out and just have an extra session of AM and PM kindergarten. That will allow us to have some smaller class sizes. Second thing is reading intervention. Misty and Haley, we talked to them, and they've been great and supportive. They know that they're going to have to go into a classroom to start the year, and we're not going to be able to have reading interventions at this time. We need to get our numbers down, especially in grades 3, 4, and 5, where our numbers are our highest. And then finally, enrichment. I've talked to John. John is aware that we're not going to be doing enrichment programming this year. And gifted services will be served by a gifted teacher who will be traveling between South Lebanon and Cornwall. So, but yeah, as I said, John is aware. Still working out the logistics of where those folks will be placed in what grades. And the room placements, I'm looking at room 19 and 20 as utilizing. John would stay in his own room. And 19 has been cleaned out over the summer. And room 20 is where the IU has OT, but I'm going to work with the IU on alternate locations for their material. So we'll be able to utilize that room as well. We're also utilizing space because our cyber program, our K-8 cyber program that's run by Mr. Burton, is going to be run here at South Lebanon. So other rooms are going to be utilized as well for those teachers to be able to teach in the cyber program. So those are the big things for this week. We had a lot of group discussion, which are shared in the notes with you. And you can see those as you come up with more questions. Please share with myself or your leadership team rep so we can share next week. Our team is going to meet next week. We're going to talk about how we set up the cafeterias and any other updates that we get. As you know, so much of this is changing by the day, and it's just it's made it very difficult to plan. But that's why I want to do these weekly updates, because as it changes, I want to keep you abreast of what's happening. I thank you so much for your time. I wish you all a fantastic weekend. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call here at school, or you can reach me on my cell phone, and we can chat it out and figure out solutions. Again, I'm willing to talk to you if you have solutions as well. These are unprecedented times, and there's no better time for us all to come together, and I know we will, because we are stronger together, and we are a family. So have a great day. We'll see you soon.